Mr. Mutaboba for his briefing. I now give the floor to Her Excellency, Ms. Maria Luisa Ribeiro Liotia.
In extending a very warm welcome to Ambassador Li Baodong, the new permanent representative of China to the United Nations. We look forward to working very closely with him. Mr. President, I thank you for the opportunity to brief the Council today in my capacity as Chair of the Guinea-Bissau configuration of the Peace Building Commission. I welcome the Special Representative of the Secretary-General, Mr. Joseph Mutaboba, and thank him for his remarks and, most importantly, for the excellent work he is doing at the helm of UN UNGBIS. And since I last briefed the Security Council on the activities of the PBC in November last year, the Commission has maintained its engagement with Guinea-Bissau in several ways. The National Steering Committee concluded the first review of the strategic framework for peace building in Guinea-Bissau. The review's final report confirmed the validity of the priorities established, assessed the progress achieved in pursuing them, and signaled the way forward in critical peace-building areas. Based on that assessment, PBC members drafted and approved a document with conclusions and recommendations for all actors involved in peace consolidation in Guinea-Bissau. The Commission formally adopted the document at the beginning of February. From 18 to 21st January, a delegation from the PBC, headed by the Deputy Permanent Representative of Brazil, Ambassador Regina Maria Cordeiro Dunlop, visited Bissau and reiterated the Commission's continued support to the peace-building process in the country. The report of the field trip provides an analysis of the situation on the ground and a roadmap for the Commission's actions in specific priority areas. The inauguration of President Malamba Kaisanya in September 2009 and the formation of a new government under the leadership of Prime Minister Carlos Gomes Jr. were hailed by many observers as the beginning of a new phase for Guinea-Bissau. There was a growing recognition that the conditions are now right for the country to launch a much-needed process of reconciliation and for stability to take hold. We are pleased to note the progress made since then. The National Assembly has taken the lead in the organization of a National Reconciliation Dialogue. The event will bring together all national stakeholders into a series of debates on the root causes of conflict and will help to forge a common understanding and a vision for the future of the country. Security sector reform has gained momentum. The government has submitted to the National Assembly a number of bills that will provide the legal framework under which the reform will take place. The fact that Guinea-Bissau has timely adopted the 2010 budget for the first time in many years, improved fiscal management, and normalize the payment of public servants is very encouraging. So is the record performance in the exports of cashew nuts, which illustrates the economic potential the country is yet to achieve. This emerging positive economic and financial picture was also reflected in the IMF's conclusions after the field mission to Bissau last January, that there are good prospects for moving from the current post-conflict emergency assistance into a medium-term program. This could provide the impetus for reaching the long-awaited completion point under the HIPC initiative. As we take the next steps of our engagement on peace building in Guinea-Bissau, one of the most important tasks is the launching of a pensions fund that will allow the SSR program to move forward. The PBC should be able to strongly support the creation of such a fund. In Guinea-Bissau, as in other post-conflict countries, the interconnection between the security and economic dimensions of peace building is evident. It is therefore important to combine efforts on the security side with measures that aim at job creation, especially among the youth, and promote the revitalization of the economy. These actions will, in turn, generate revenues that will enable the state not only to fulfill its role of ensuring the rule of law, but also provide basic services to the population. The projects financed by the Peace Building Fund are now on track. In order for the PBF to have a positive impact on the ground, it is our duty to make sure that the implementing agencies are endowed with the necessary human resources to execute these and other projects the country so much needs. The youth employment project supported by the PBF has been very successful in providing training for a number of very talented young people on how to start small businesses. It would be important to find ways of supporting its continuation, perhaps through microcredit schemes that would allow them to put in practice what they have learned. The time has come to expedite work on the approval of a second tranche of PBF resources to Guinea-Bissau. The message has to be one of political support, of using the catalytic role of the PBF to attract more resources for the country in order to consolidate gains and make more progress at this crucial stage of peace building. It is important to work around issues of absorptive capacity so as to take full advantage of the fund's capacity to reinforce the work of the PBC in a country that has been considered an aid orphan. Mr. President, coordination remains an important requirement to ensure the success of peace-building actions in Guinea-Bissau. It becomes even more important as the government starts planning for a donors' roundtable that will have SSR as one of its main targets. The PBC is willing to support the government in such an initiative. Institution building continues to be an important part of our efforts. Strengthening the capacity of law enforcement agencies remains a high priority, especially taking into account that drug trafficking is still a matter of serious concern. We appreciate bilateral and multilateral actions in this field and look forward to the full implementation of the ECOWAS Anti-Drugs Regional Plan. In this connection, we welcome the launching of the West Africa Coast Initiative by UNODC together with DPKO, UNOA, DPA, Interpol, and ECOWAS. Its focus on the creation of transnational crimes units, which will enable countries in the region to share information and intelligence, is certainly a major step forward in enhancing cooperation to combat drug trafficking. Mr. President, we appreciate the strengthening of the UN presence in Guinea-Bissau through the new integrated office. We hope that UN YOGBIS can fill all the new positions and be fully operational as soon as possible. Despite remaining challenges, Guinea-Bissau has recently made significant progress. We should seize this opportunity and step up our support to the concerted efforts in enhancing stability and promoting development. I invite all concerned parties, including the PBF, to reaffirm in concrete terms their commitment to peace building in Guinea-Bissau. I thank you, Mr. President.